Welcome back to Game Room Theater, guys. In this video, I am really excited to share with you potentially the end game of all gaming projectors, the BenQ X3100i, sitting right here on my pool table. I'll be taking this very shortly right into my theater room so that I can display the video quality and the different features and specs, so stay tuned. So one big change is the Google certified Android TV with built-in Netflix, and I'll get into that a little bit more later in the video. Last year's model, the X3000i, did not come with Netflix built in, and the Android device is much faster. It is 4 LED, so it is super long lasting. Color performance is still excellent. Stereo speakers are built in, CinematicSound technology. I'll be talking about that a little bit later in the video. So around the back, you've got two HDMI version 2.0B ports. It'll support eARC 5.1, 7.1 audio, Dolby Atmos as well. Unfortunately, it's not 2.1 quite yet. You've got a DC 12 volt trigger. You've got an RS-232 port. And inside, over the top, if you remove the cover, that's where the HDMI streaming device, the Android TV dongle goes. And it's also got a hidden micro USB port to keep that thing powered. So you've also got another USB Type A port, and this is basically to serve as a media reader, and then a couple of audio outs, a mini jack and SPDIF, otherwise known as Toshlink, for 5.1 channel audio out. So inside the package you get, of course, the power cable and a couple of remotes. That second remote is actually, I feel, redundant. It's for the Android TV dongle that's included. But then now you've also got this dial for lens shift, up to 20% up and down, which I'll demonstrate later in this video. So let's not waste any more time and set this up right away in the theater, because I want to show you guys some gaming action as well. And it is pretty versatile, so keep in mind it's got a 1.3x zoom ratio, but with that lens shift, it really allows you a lot more flexibility of placement. It's got keystone correction as well. So say you don't have the perfect space like me, you install it on the side, you can use a little bit of keystone correction. Now let me dive right into gameplay so that you guys can see in the background while I explain some things. So BenQ introduced its X series gaming projectors with the flagship model, the X3100i, and it's designed specifically for console gamers seeking an immersive experience. This comes as a response for the growing interest in console gaming projectors in general, and it's driven by limitations of TV screens for AAA and open world games, and major console makers like Sony and Microsoft have been enhancing player immersion with features like 4K HDR and 3D audio. So what's really interesting with this particular projector is that it offers a range of picture modes, which optimizes both visual and audio elements to match the game's genre and mood. So keep that in mind, guys, visual and audio elements. So for example, RPG mode focuses on cinematic visuals and deep bass, as you see in the background. SPG mode, which I'll demonstrate with some additional clips later on in this video, delivers true color and clear vocals for sports games. FPS mode enhances details and provides surround sound for first-person shooter games. And then RCG mode in the projector itself offers realistic motion and immersive speeding sounds for racing games. Sometimes in dark scenes you have to enhance the brightness in the background to be able to see certain things. So BenQ's detail adjustment feature improves visibility in dark and complex scenes. It enhances the brightness, contrast, and gamma, and helping players spot crucial details in dimly lit areas. First-person shooters, it makes hidden enemies more visible, while in adventure games, it reveals hidden clues and objects and making exploration and puzzles easier. For console gamers looking for maximum immersion, the X3100i's fast mode is a game changer. It automatically activates for all picture modes when specific conditions are met, such as keystone set to 0, aspect ratio set to auto, and digital zoom set to 1x. This feature guarantees ultra-fast responsiveness with an input lag of just a mere 4.2 milliseconds at 1080p at 240 Hz, making it ideal for intense gaming scenarios. So most people have multiple consoles and they're switching constantly between the PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch. With the X3100i, it's a breeze. It automatically identifies your gaming console and updates the input source name. Plus, it remembers your last picture mode and game setting for each device. It's also about making your transitions smooth and your settings tailored just for you. Get ready for an adrenaline pumping racing adventure with RCG Mode on the X3100i. This mode cranks up the excitement with improved car reflections, intensified colors, and dazzling lighting effects. It's a game changer that takes your racing experience to a whole new level, injecting pure excitement into every race. It's really hard to convey the sounds that I'm hearing here. It's got spatial audio, and you can customize it to various different scenarios in what you're doing in terms of the type of game you're playing and what content you may be watching. For example, switching to SBG sound mode, you'll notice the clear vocals during a live broadcast. It creates a really immersive experience. It enhances the background sounds of the crowd as well. So this truly is a multi-purpose projector. I mean, the focus is on gaming, but it does a bunch of other things very well as well, like videos, if you're watching YouTube, if you're watching movies as well, TV shows, or sporting events. Look at the contrast ratio here. It's 600,000 to 1, and that's basically with the dynamic black on. Display color wise, check this out. It's got over 1 billion colors. Now, compared to last year's model, the X3000i, there is definitely better brightness, and I also noticed better clarity as well. So keep in mind, guys, I am sitting just 8 feet away from a 110-inch screen where this camera is currently filming from. Look at the level of detail in the picture. It's really hard to convey with compression in YouTube, but to the naked eye, this is just brilliant. I won't go through every little menu setting, but guys, there is a lot here, including FPS crosshair. So basically it puts a crosshair right at the center of your screen. Here's all the picture modes. Keep in mind you have a dedicated button on the remote to switch these as well, depending on what you're watching or what you're playing. So if you're like me and you like to really tweak picture quality, this really offers a lot of different settings that you can change to customize to your specific environment or your specific needs. So keep in mind, once again, guys, the Android TV dongle is included. It is an improvement from last year's model. I found it to be much more snappier, plays video even more consistently than before. And then to top it off, it's got Netflix now built in versus the last year's model, which did not. So one major improvement to the remote is the fact that it's now backlit, and you've got dedicated buttons to switch through the various modes video-wise. You still get the Android TV remote, but the main remote does everything, so I'm probably just gonna save that. Also guys, a major improvement from last year's model is the fact that you've got this little knob on the top. It allows you to adjust the picture up and down up to 20%, which adds a lot more flexibility of placement, and it is done optically. Now for my final thoughts, this is the new king of gaming projectors for the foreseeable future. The presets for the different game modes and the fact that it's 4 LEDs, it'll last you over 20,000 hours. It really sets it apart, and BenQ's done a great job catering to make it a very focused yet versatile top shelf projector. Now I would like to eventually see HDMI 2.1 being supported at 4K 120 frames per second. However, with all of the enhancements and super low input lag, it is not missed as much as I thought. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. Click the link in the description of this video for more on the BenQ X3100i, and please do hit the subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed this review. Till the next time.